Today's video is sponsored by Audible. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks, ranging from bestsellers and new releases to celebrity memoirs, languages, business, motivation, and even more. Audible has plenty of content to entertain, inspire, and inform. It's easy to find just the right listen. Whether it's comedy, romance, suspense, true crime, science fiction, or fitness and wellness, there's a listen for every moment and every mood. And so much to discover with everything in one place. You can start exploring Audible with a free 30-day trial. With an Audible membership, you can download titles and listen offline, anytime, anywhere. The Audible app is free and can be installed on all smartphones and tablets. You can listen across devices without losing your spot. As you can imagine, building these models is quite a silent hobby. Now, of course, you can put on some music, which I do often, but it also is a very good idea to actually turn on a book. I've listened to some of the top-tier books. You can find them on Audible, along with many other titles. Now, alongside some of those books, you can also listen to a lot of podcasts, which is a lot of fun. If you're interested in giving Audible a try, visit audible.com/scale-modeling or text scale modeling to 500-500 to start your 30-day free trial. Thanks Audible for sponsoring today's video. So today's video is about rebuilding and repainting a Koenigsegg in 1/43 scale. It's a really small, nice model and looks good in general. There are some details that can be improved upon, and most of all, I kind of want to change the color of the exterior and interior. So let's start with the disassembly and drilling out some of those rivets in order to remove all of the parts. Some of these other smaller parts, like the mirrors and some of the lenses and even some of the clear parts for the taillights, can be pressed out after you've removed some of the excess flashing that is melted to keep the part in place. I just use a sort of prying picking tool, pressing it gently from the inside until I hear a pop and the part is released. Mostly when removing the wheels, these are fit on pretty tightly. So what I do is I hold one wheel in one thumb really tightly and try turning and twisting the other wheel. This gently starts releasing the wheel and you can carefully remove them. Sometimes it is necessary to use some pliers to get a bit more grip on them, but I try not to, as that can squeeze and damage the wheels potentially. The entire model is now disassembled, so I can move on to stripping the paint from the metal body. I put it into the plastic bag and then use the paint stripper. After letting it soak for a couple minutes, the paint is starting to peel off, and I pour the remainder of the stripper back into the bottle for reuse later, and the body is washed and cleaned. Some of the rougher scratches that are in the body from the manufacturing process when they remove the mold lines need to be refined a little bit, so I take out some 400 grit sanding sponges and start sanding the entire body down to give it a nice scuff and also a general clean from those deeper scratches. On some of the plastic parts, like in this case the mirrors, there were also a couple mold lines which need to be cleaned off in order to make it a smoother part, so I sanded that smooth with a 600 grit. Then all of the parts that don't need to be painted are carefully masked off, and I could move on to the primer stage. I'm using Tamiya liquid surface primer thinned down with Tamiya lacquer thinners just a little bit in order to make it flow through the airbrush, and then apply a couple light coats. All of the parts have received a couple coats of primer and look nice and smooth, so I can move on to the main color for the body itself. I decided to go with a blue. The color that I landed upon firstly was Blue Tour de France from Ferrari. It was a bit too bright and the metallics were a bit too big for a 1/43 scale model, so afterwards I applied a couple coats of Lamborghini Candy Apple Blue, and that was a lot finer of a color, a bit darker, and also the metallics looked right to scale. So that was applied in a couple light coats, and I could then move on to the clear coat once all of the parts had cured. After letting the color cure for a couple of hours, I moved on to applying the clear coat. I decided to go with the Street Blisters 2K Clear as it gives a really nice glossy smooth finish and is super easy to apply. After the final coat of clear was applied, I set the body aside to cure, cleaned out the airbrush, and moved on to the interior bits. These were all primed and then painted in various different colors, starting off with an agate gray, and then masking some areas off in order to paint the rest black. A couple coats of paint later and the masking could be removed in order to start the additional details. After looking at some reference photos online, I was good to go to start adding details to the interior. Firstly, starting off with some silver. Multiple tones of silver now applied, I could move on to some black as well, and to finish it off, some green for the gauges. All the interior details are now completed, so I could move on to putting it all back together. With the interior finished, it's time to move over my attention to the exterior. Now I don't have any Koenigsegg decals, so I had to paint some on the front. I'm just painting a silver badge in the shape that is pre-bent or pre-molded into the body. That is pretty much all I can do. As I said, I don't have the decals. I wish I did, but this looks good enough. Some of the exterior details on the vents were also painted black, and then the center hubs for the wheels were painted in a bit of a darker silver than the wheels itself. Pretty much all of the lenses and clear parts for the lights have a big pin on the end, which is used to secure the parts in place, but I don't really like the look of it, as you can see it from the other side. So I decided to remove them, sand that area flush, and then paint the inside with a bright silver to give it a good reflective finish. With those parts now modified, I could move on to the assembly. The lenses on the headlight also had a pin to secure it in place. I decided again to just remove that, clean the edge up, and paint all around it with a permanent marker for a rubber seal. To secure the part in place, I used a toothpick and some microscale crystal clear. This was used for all remaining clear parts on the exterior. And by gluing that final side mirror in place, this build is completed. It's a really fun and nice project to do in a couple of days, gives a really satisfying result, and in my case, it's a good add-on to my collection. I hope you guys enjoy watching these small builds as much as I do building them, and I will be uploading more in the future.